Armin, maybe you can tell a little bit more about your good practice LGBT asylum support.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored and privileged to be with you today, and I would like to express my thanks to the organizers of the conference. I'm Armin Ahmadi, originally from Iran, and already living for 4 years in the Netherlands and working in the field of helping LGBT refugees as board member of LGBT Asylum Support Foundation. LGBT Asylum Support is an organization in Holland dedicated to helping and empowering LGBT refugees. We mostly help refugees in their asylum procedure. For instance, we go with them to the courts. We provide them with information. We go with them, for example, to the police station to make a statement against the discrimination they faced in refugee camps. And we also help their lawyers in the asylum procedure by providing information. And we also have a political lobby in the Dutch politics. We try to bring up LGBT issues of refugees in the politics or in the parliament in order to improve their situation. Thank you.
Very briefly, maybe Carla, you can tell a little bit about Secret Garden, another good practice.
Secret Garden is founded by an Algerian colleague of mine, and it was in the beginning mostly men or gays, hardly any transgenders. When I came, we made it more like a family. So they're missing their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their grandmothers. So I'm a kind of representative of that. And it works okay, because now also we try to let the refugee do more. So everything is also organized by the refugees themselves. We have dancers, we have architects, we have all kinds of people with high education, and we're not doing it for them. They have to participate. So it gives them a good feeling. They feel that they accomplished something, that they can do something about their own situation and not have to wait until somebody does something. So it empowers them, and it's nice. We have now hundreds of people. We have a lot of transgenders now also. So, yeah, it's more diverse now, and it's like a big family. You have also nasty uncles or not so nice nieces, but everybody can get along with each other in a way. Even Iranians and Middle East, normally not so, or Shiite Sunnis, some believe, some are atheists, and we still get them together. And we work together with, like, Armin's organization. So because the people are all around Holland, so we have the same clients.
Would like to mention one more good practice is the Dutch Rainbow Refugees app for on the phones. It's a cooperation of different organizations, refugees and asylum seekers, and it provides all kind of information for the LGBTI asylum seekers and refugees. So it's in different languages also, in Dutch of course, English, Arabic languages. So that's also a good example. If you would like to know more about the Dutch situation, you know how to find us today. So thank you.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ την Γιολάντα Έλφερινγκ, τη Μισελ Λέμεν, τον Αρμίν Αχμάδη και την Κάρλα Ρίτερς για την εικόνα που μας έδωσαν για την κατάσταση των ΛΟΑΤ προσφύγων στην Ολλανδία και τις καλές πρακτικές που ακολουθούνται εκεί. Να περάσουμε στην παρουσίαση της Κύπρου και είναι από την οργάνωση Καρντέτ ο Μιχάλης Ιωάννης.
So, the case of Cyprus, very brief, some data. Due to the island location, it's like a crossroad between Balkan, Middle East, and Eastern. So it became one of the most accessible points of entry for migrants and refugees. Some numbers as well. In January 2015, Cyprus was amongst the countries with the largest number of foreign nationals. That is 70.1%. And actually, in fact, by the end of 2016, almost 1 in 5 permanent residents of the country is of an immigrant origin. Now, the question is if the island is a good destination for LGBTI migrants, asylum seekers, and refugees. There are no statistics or a single database that show the number of LGBTI migrants and refugees in the country, or even LGBTI Cypriots. In general, the society is conservative, and it has a long way to go in order to be considered more tolerant and so on. However, important social and legal steps have been made. For example, the amendment of the penal code that now the hate speech and any form of violence against people based on their sexual orientation is get penalized, and of course the civil bill that offer couples the same rights as civil marriage. And it's so important because until 1998, same-sex relationship in Cyprus were criminalized, so it's a big step. Now, summary of some key points about public opinion. Yes, in Cyprus, the public opinion is like, I don't have an issue with LGBTI people, however, don't get married, don't have children, and so on. In recent statistics, however, 79% of people surveyed in Cyprus state that discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation exists in Cyprus. So let's go in the summary of key points. The main findings of the research is that LGBTI migrants and refugees are reluctant to reveal their sexual orientation to their own communities and of course to the local population. And even, Cyprus is a society that tends to build stereotypes around migrants, around asylum seekers, and so on. So imagine if you are a migrant, if you are LGBTI, so you live in a double closet, you are facing a double stigma. Racist remarks in the public debate are a common phenomenon. Another issue in Cyprus is the Orthodox Church that has significant influence over public debate concerning LGBTI issues. The media as well continue to show migrants and refugees with a negative lens and link them with issues such as rising unemployment and crime. And there has also been an increase in violence against immigrants. NGOs are even accusing judges, public officers, and police officers of being xenophobic and not having adequate training. And finally, very brief, some suggestion. We will say that again in the future, is to develop a database, a statistic, a single about LGBTI people in Cyprus. They need to develop a policy concerning LGBTI society and to include immigrants as well. Again, the need for training adult educators and professionals, interactive workshops, target seminars, and cultural sensitivity trainings in order to understand the cultural impact of LGBTI migrants and refugees on revealing their own sexual orientation. And that's it actually. Thank you very much.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ τον Μιχάλη Ιωάννου για την περιγραφή της κατάστασης στην Κύπρο, τα αποτελέσματα της έρευνας του EpsiLon, και να περάσουμε στην Ιταλία. Για την κατάσταση των ΛΟΑΤ προσφύγων στην Ιταλία θα μας μιλήσει ο Τζόναθαν Μαστελάρη από την οργάνωση Anziani e non solo.
Hi everyone, buongiorno. My name is Jonathan Mastellari and I work as a researcher for Anziani e non solo in this project, and I'm also secretary of Migrabo LGBTI. This is the first and the only organization that works with LGBTI migrants in Italy at the moment. So I'm going to introduce you the Italian research, but I cannot start without saying that Italy is the first country of arrival of migrants in this moment in Europe, for about, the number of migrants that arrives from Libya and also through the Balkans countries. So this is important to understand the phenomenon at the moment in Italy, because number of LGBT migrants is growing now. So we are going later in the research that the only research that we had in Italy is made in 2009, so it's very old, and we cannot use that research at the moment to understand the LGBTI the situation of LGBTI migrants in Italy in this moment. So as someone was already told, in Italy, we don't have a specific statistic about how many LGBTI migrants we have, because they are considered like social risk category. I think in Europe only 5 countries collect this kind of statistic. But fortunately in Italy we have a good situation for LGBTI migrants. Commissions, I have to explain that every city in Italy has a different commission, so it means that every city works in a different way. But actually, since 2014, people that work in commission started to have training about LGBTI topics. Okay, only 3 years ago, but this is very important. And people that work in commission now try to have specific care about these kind of topics when they interview LGBTI migrants. Next slide, please. So, I already told that in Italy now the attention is growing, but at the moment we don't have specific shelters for LGBTI people. We have some small projects about it, and Migrabo LGBTI, my organization, is trying to create a shelter for LGBTI people, but in Italy there is a very big discussion about this between LGBTI organization and also organization and cooperatives that work with migrant topics, because someone thinks it's a ghetto, someone else thinks it's not a ghetto, but in the afternoon we are gonna explain about the work of our organization. We will explain you our point of view. What we have in Italy about these kind of topics, we have a very important website. The name is Il Grande Colibri. Okay, it's not only in Italian, so you can use it if you want. It's in English also, and it's very important because they use also original sources from the countries, so they translate from Arabian, from Urdu, from Bangla, from different languages into English or into Italian, and it's very important for us when we work as not lawyer, but when we support as legal supporter our LGBTI migrants, we use this also this web page. Okay, the Archigay is the main LGBTI organization in Italy. Is the most important. I mean, and also is the biggest, and RTK has different offices around Italy. So some of that offices started 2 years ago to work with LGBTI migrants topics. So they still need more training, but it's very important that also small cities have this kind of service, and also in South Italy that about LGBTI topics is in the moment is still has still some problem. Okay, next slide. The literature in Italy about this kind of topics. Also, I already told you that there is a research by Pozzoli and Lellery made in 2009, but okay, the situation has changed also, okay, because, okay, Italy probably is not the best country where you can be LGBTI, but it's not the worst country. In the last 2 years we had a civil union, so we are changing the situation in our country. So also the situation for LGBTI people is, migrants is changing. So this is very important, and that research is very important and very, very important to study the situation, but we need to research more in our country. Okay, I have just 1 minute, I think, so I have to go very fast. In Italy we have, okay, I think that we have the same problem for LGBTI people like in all the other countries. At the moment, we mean double risk of discrimination. So risk of discrimination inside the migrant community of origin, but also inside the LGBTI community. So we don't have to forget that also inside the LGBTI community we can find some form of racism, so we have to pay attention to this. LGBTI migrants don't have a very strong network with people that are from the same country, so this is also very important. And what else? Okay, I can go to the last slide about the research. So we conducted our focus group with 5 LGBT, no transgender, no transsexual in the first research, from 4 different countries, but 3 men and 2 women. So 1 gay man from Syria, 1 gay man from Kyrgyzstan, 1 gay man from Nigeria, and 2 girls from Venezuela. To understand their needs and the procedure to meet the commission and how they arrived in Italy. I know that. And we had also some interviews with 7 people that we work with Migrable LGBT from Bangladesh, Palestine, Morocco, Iran, Tanzania, Algeria, Pakistan. Inside of this group, we had 2 transgender people, 1 from Palestine, M2F, and 1 from Iran, F2M, sorry. Okay, and also interview with people that work as operator inside camps or shelters. Okay, and we also have a survey with 100 people about the perception of LGBTI migrants in our society. Okay, I think the conclusion with someone, Rosa is gonna make the conclusion. So the last part, I have just to say that the most important thing to do in Italy at the moment is training for operators, for LGBTI migrants, and for people that work with migrants side and outside. I mean also as operator with migrants generally. Sorry for.
Τον Τζόναθαν Μαστελάρη από την Ιταλία και τώρα να προχωρήσουμε στην κατάσταση στη χώρα μας, στην Ελλάδα. Θα μας μιλήσει η Ελένη Σακελαρίου για τα αποτελέσματα της έρευνας του προγράμματος.
Καλημέρα και από μένα. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ για την παρουσία σας. Λοιπόν, καταρχάς να αναφέρουμε ότι η έρευνά μας στην Ελλάδα επικεντρώθηκε σε 3 θεματικές. Πρώτον, στους μετανάστες και στους πρόσφυγες. Δεύτερον, στα άτομα ΛΟΑΤ. Και τρίτον, στα άτομα ΛΟΑΤ που είναι πρόσφυγες και μετανάστες. Πραγματοποιήθηκε στην Αθήνα κατά το χρονικό διάστημα Φεβρουάριο έως Μάρτιο 2017. Τα αποτελέσματα της έρευνας προέκυψαν από βιβλιογραφική ανασκόπηση και από έρευνα πεδίου που συμπεριαλάμβανε ατομικές συνεντεύξεις με επαγγελματίες καθώς και μια συνέντευξη με μια ΛΟΑΤ πρόσφυγα. Σήμερα θα σας κάνω μια πάρα πολύ σύντομη παρουσίαση αναφορικά με τους ΛΟΑΤ μετανάστες και πρόσφυγες στην Ελλάδα. Αυτό που βρήκαμε για τους μετανάστες που έχουν γεννηθεί ή έχουν μεγαλώσει στην Ελλάδα είναι ότι βιώνουν πάρα πολλές και πολλαπλές διακρίσεις, καθώς υφίστανται διπλό στίγμα και ως ΛΟΑΤ αλλά και ως ξένοι. Συχνά δεν έχουν συμπαράσταση ούτε από τους συμπατριώτες τους και γι' αυτό έχουν τη τάση να κρύβουν το σεξουαλικό τους προσανατολισμό. Επίσης, είναι συνηθισμένο να κρύβουν την εθνική ταυτότητά τους, ακόμη και από άτομα της ΛΟΑΤ κοινότητας, καθώς έχουν αναφερθεί περιπτώσεις όπου έχουν υποστεί ρατσιστική αντιμετώπιση λόγω της καταγωγής τους. Ωστόσο, βρήκαμε ότι οι ΛΟΑΤ μετανάστες στην Ελλάδα νιώθουν πιο ελεύθεροι να εκφραστούν και να κάνουν ό,τι θέλουν σε σχέση με τη χώρα καταγωγής τους. Λίγα πράγματα τώρα για... Σε ό,τι αφορά τους πρόσφυγες και τους μετανάστες που φτάνουν στην Ελλάδα, ιδίως τα τελευταία χρόνια, αυτό που έχουμε καταρχάς να πούμε είναι ότι μπορούν να αιτηθούν προστασίας ασύλου, σύμφωνα με το Προεδρικό Διάταγμα 141 του 2013, εφόσον στις χώρες τους διώκονται εξαιτίας του σεξουαλικού τους προσανατολισμού. Σε γενικές γραμμές βρήκαμε ότι οι ΛΟΑΤ πρόσφυγες και μετανάστες χρησιμοποιούν την Ελλάδα ως χώρα πέρασμα, καθώς οι περισσότεροι από αυτούς επιθυμούν να εγκατασταθούν σε χώρες της κεντρικής Ευρώπης, ως επιτοπλίστων στη Γερμανία. Σε ό,τι αφορά τους ΛΟΑΤ πρόσφυγες και μετανάστες που εγκαθίστανται στην Ελλάδα, η διαδικασία εγκατάστασή τους δεν διαφέρει